Hey, everybody. I am Wayne, and welcome to the Ranking the Retros Roundtable, episode 13. We are looking at NES games, lots of NES games. This week, we are looking at Advanced Dungeons and Dragons Hillsfar, Mystery Quest, and Milons Secret Castle. But of course, I'm not the only one playing these games. I have some other friends, with me to drag through the mud. Over there, we have Sammy and Jerry. Fellows, how do you do?
How do I do what?
I don't know. It's just how do you do? Do anything, I guess.
I'm muddy and I have a
do.
worm in my mouth.
Is it a gummy worm? Because gummy worms are good.
Pretty sure it's an earthworm because you just drug us through the mud.
Well, just a little bit of protein. It's fine.
It's disgusting. You're disgusting.
Fish can eat them. I'm sure we can too. Anywho, before we start looking at these three games, as always, we start with a little bit of trivia. These are questions that I get off the interwebs that are themed around the games that we are playing today. I had to dig a little for these today, so there's going to be more multiple choice than normal. So,
Oh, great.
that's that. You gents ready? That should make it easier for you guys. I have 3 multiple choice questions.
I guess I'm ready.
All right. Number 1. The city of Hillsfar is on the southern coast of what body of water? Sun Lake, Moon Sea, Star Bay, or Rainbow Bog?
I just like the name, so I'm going with Rainbow Bog.
Okay.
Can you read the options one more time?
I sure can. Sun Lake, Moon Sea, Star Bay, Rainbow Bog.
I like Rainbow Bog too, but I will go with, was it Moon Sea?
That would be
That-
Moon Sea.
You're not mispronouncing Muncie, right?
No,
Okay,
it's
making
Moon
sure.
Sea. Basically, they're all named after I guess things in the sky, and then some sort of water landmark thing.
Body of water, maybe?
That's the word. I even have it in the question. The correct answer is Moon Sea. I kind of made the other ones up. I kind of like the name Rainbow Bog too.
Damn you.
Well, I'll be damned.
So, Sammy, you got that one correct.
Woohoo!
Number 2.
Did Wayne even...
Number 2.
Did he even...
What?
Did you even notice the pun?
What?
Oh.
I didn't hear you.
He said, I'll be damned.
Oh, damn. Ba-doom. I did not notice it. No. Number 2. How many talismans is the hero of Mystery Quest looking for?
Seven.
Okay.
12.
12. The answer is 4. So, Jerry, I'll give that one to you. There are 4 castles, and each castle is one of the talismans. The whole point of the game, apparently.
Huh.
Yeah, I know. Knowledge. Knowledge you'll never need ever again.
Mm-mm.
Number 3. What is the maximum amount of life points you can earn in Milon's Secret Castle? 12, 14, 16, or 18?
I'm going with 14.
Okay.
12.
Fortunately, it is 16. So, 16. Answer number C. No one gets that one. So, we're still at a 1-1 tie.
Boo.
Number 4. The only true sequel to Milon's Secret Castle, and I'm probably going to mix up this pronunciation, Do Re Mi Fantasy, Milon's Doki Doki Adventure, was a Japan-only game released on the Super Famicom in what year? Super
12.
Famicom was the Japanese version of the Super Nintendo.
1989.
89. I'll give you this hint. It's in the 90s.
1991.
91. Okay.
I'm going to say 1990.
90. Sammy, you are closer. It was 1996.
Jeez.
That's so late.
It is.
Wow.
All right. Sammy's up by 1. Final question. Another multiple choice for you, because I really had to dig for this last question. Under the rule of the wizard Mouthier, what was the only race allowed in Hillsfar? Humans, ogres, elves, or dwarves?
I'm going to say humans.
Okay.
And don't you mean dwarves?
Isn't that what I said?
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure I said dwarves. But dwarves, whatever. Me fail English, that's impossible.
I'm going to say ogres.
Ogres, okay. Correct answer are humans. So that brings us to a 2-2 tie. So I think what we'll do, typically the winner of this gets to pick whatever games we do in the next episode. Maybe what we'll do is, since Jerry is leading the overall total, we'll give him 2 of the picks, and then Sammy will get one of them as well. I think that's fair.
I like that idea.
I'm in.
Everybody involved. But that concludes the Power Up Pop Quiz section of the show. Are you guys ready to talk about some crappy RPGs?
Let's do it.
Advanced Dungeons and Dragons Hillsfar. It was a RPG that was released in February of 93. It was developed by Westwood Associates and published by FCI and Pony Canyon, which happened to be pretty much the same publishing crew as the game we just played, like, what was it? Not even a month ago, Heroes of the Lance, which we all thought was a huge turd. So I'm just going to throw it out there. I found this one to be a little bit more enjoyable, but not by much. Sammy, why don't you start? Why don't you take the lead here? What were your thoughts in this game?
I would agree with you that in comparison to the last D&D game we played, this one was a little bit better. It was a lot more involved. The other D&D game was just kind of very two-dimensional, and you were essentially moving through dungeons. This one allowed you to ride between towns and navigate the towns, and it had a lot of decision making. And so if that's the kind of thing that is exciting for you in an RPG, then this one is probably going to hold your attention a little bit more than the last one. I still found that it was so clunky to operate, and it might just be my inexperience with playing RPGs on this platform, but yeah, it's just goofy. Every selection screen looks a little bit different than the last, and so it's really hard to get used to what to do. And in the arena fights, I found absolutely no correlation between what buttons I was hitting and what my character was doing, which is concerning because then you get slain by ogres, and that, for anyone who's never been slain by an ogre, it's unpleasant.
You hit a lot of things I already wrote down, but yeah, keep going.
Yeah, well, I think I'm done. It's certainly more interesting than the last one, although this one did not feature any moonwalking goblins, at least none that I encountered, and so that definitely goes in the cons box because I liked the moonwalking goblins.
That is a fair observation. Yeah, I only participated in the arena once, and I felt the same way. I'm hitting buttons. I'm like, I won. I don't know how I won, but I won. What's funny though is I kept I won in the arena, like the one fight or two that I was in against the ogre or troll or whatever I fought. Yet I couldn't seem to fight off the bandits in the forest I encountered every time I tried leaving town. Every time.
Oh.
And I'm like, I'm a fighter. That's supposed to be like a fighter thief. So you think or I think it was a fighter thief. You'd think you'd be able to get away, sneak away. No, just kept encountering them, and they just kept stealing half my gold and potions. I'm surprised I had any gold left to buy more horses, but yeah, like I agree. There was a lot more to this game. It feels more like an RPG, but it was clunky as hell.
Mm-hmm.
Jerry, I'm gonna just probably throw something out there. I'm assuming you probably spent about 10 minutes on this game and said, nope, this isn't for me.
I have a story to tell.
Oh, story time. Do I need popcorn? I don't have any popcorn.
Well, this is the story of Jers, the chaotic good human fighter, who strolled into the town of Hillsfar with a broken face because he fell off his horse over and over again because he couldn't get the timing down of the jumping. Somehow the horse didn't break its legs either, but that's for another day. But arriving in a town with his broken face, he went to the tavern. Actually, he's in a castle. Then he decided to go, or a home rather, and then goes to the tavern, and then he meets this maid, buys her a cider, all is good. Then he hears this gossip about this arena, and goes and fights Lefty. Doesn't know how, but wins. A lot of button mashing going on. Proceeds to roam around town, gets caught by the guards. The guards send him back to the arena where he fights the Red Minotaur, is it? And in a battle of just complete grit, wins at the last second. Unsure how. Still with a broken face from the horse, not from Red Minotaur. And then, yeah, I kind of quit the game after that.
I love this story, though. So, Jers was not really cut out for adventuring, is what the sounds of it.
It's Jers, because there's a lot of... I couldn't figure out how to get down to end on the thing, so there's a lot of C's.
Oh, me too. I
that was kind of weird.
I spent an inordinate amount of time trying to figure out how to entering that text string for my name as well. A little frustrating.
Yeah.
Yeah, most of the times in a game, you just hit down and it goes down to the second line. No, you actually have to go to like the D or E and then go down where there's actually characters.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, before I start with the story of Reaper, yeah, that's kind of cool where you can create your own character. And like it's very accurate, I feel, to D&D where you have all the different alignments and a couple different classes. But anywho, the story of Reaper the Thief didn't go as well either. He also ended up in Hillsfar with a broken face and very muddy clothes. And I don't even think he came with a horse because the horse ran away because he fell over so many times. He also fought the arena and won somehow. He ended up in the sewers and found some gold in the sewers. Found a knock ring, whatever that does.
Be leery of that gold. Sorry.
But then he found...
It helps you open locked chests.
Oh.
Yeah, I found several of those. And by the way, and I'm sorry to interrupt, but by the way, I felt like I had hit the lottery. I had 2 knock rings at one point. One was busted. So then I used my other knock ring for the same chest, and it was just a stupid teleport switch thing. Anyway, I'm sorry. Move on. Proceed.
It's all good.
Proceed.
I will now continue telling the story. Really, Jerry? That's when you say proceed.
I'm sorry. I was on mute drinking water. My throat.
Proceed.
Proceed.
Anyway, so he was in the sewer, getting some gold, found a knockback ring. He tried picking a chest, couldn't figure out how to do so he broke all his lockpicks. So he's like, all right, the little timer for some reason is getting low, so we're going to try exiting the sewer. And then found that you can't because there's guards stationed at the entrance. What does he do? Panics and runs around the sewer until he finds a hidden stairwell. He goes through that stairwell and he's back in town. So then he buys a new horse and he sits out and falls off multiple times, breaks his face even further. By now, his face is becoming very, you can't really tell it's him because of all the swelling. And then he tries walking to the trading post, gets captured by the forest bandits who take all of his money, or at least half of it, buys another horse, and then this just repeats for the next 20 minutes. And then I started a new character, which didn't really go all that better. So let's just talk about the horse riding, shall we? When you're going between 2 points, whether it be from your starting camp to the town, or the town to the trading post, or the town to some other area, you have to ride your horse between point A and point B, in which you encounter some of the absolutely crappiest programming I've ever seen in my lifetime. There is such a delay on actually jumping over obstacles. I've never been able to find the timing of it
I cleared
at all.
at the end. I finally figured it out. You got to jump as soon as you see an object appear in front of you. Otherwise, you're not clearing it.
There were times where I'd be mashing the A button and my horse still will not be jumping. It's terrible.
Yeah, that poor horse, man.
And the thing is, I think eventually you can die off of, falling off the horse so many times. Eventually it does sap your life a little bit, but if you fall too many times, your horse runs away and then you got to walk to town or the trading post, which I've never been able to walk to an area and then not get captured by the bandits. So I don't think it's possible.
I don't know. I
Plus,
never
the
lost
game is-
my horse, so I wouldn't know.
Really? You seriously never lost your horse?
Nope.
Nor I.
What? What?
You just need to learn how to treat your horse better, dude.
Were you guys going at a faster pace or were you going at the normal pace?
I mean, I was trucking it.
What the hell?
I didn't know there was a faster pace.
Yeah, if you kept
I
pressing
just
right.
I let I just
held
let the horse decide what to do.
I held right down the entire time.
What the hell? What was I doing wrong then? Yeah, like my horse would just keep running away, so I'd keep buying a new one. And then you also have to duck under freaking birds. God forbid I actually am able to jump over an obstacle and smack a bird mid-flight. That's fun.
I don't know.
So, did you guys ever go into any of the, like, shall we say dungeons? I guess, Jerry, you said you did. Sammy, I'm assuming you did too.
I sure did.
Yeah.
Did you find it incredibly choppy as well?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Like, it was bad.
I kept I don't know what the word is. I play like online RPGs now, and we call it rubber banding.
Yeah.
And that's what it felt like was happening. I don't know
Yeah,
if that's
that's
a term that applies to NES games, but
it does. No, but that actually sums it up pretty well. Everything is so choppy. So here's the thing. I went the extra mile with this one. Earlier today, I downloaded the DOS version of this game, which, by the way, Hillsfar was rated as the #2 best role-playing game in 1990 in Power Play magazine. As for the DOS
I'm
version.
not sure why.
It was the DOS version.
Okay.
So I played the original game on PC. I actually had fun with it. When you hit up, the horse jumps. I never fell off once.
Preposterous.
I right? The town is a little bit bigger to accommodate the bigger resolution, so you can see a little bit more. And it's what's cool is you have like a first-person view as you're walking through, so you see like the doors as you're walking through town. But overall, I will say the NES version is fairly faithful to the computer version. It just was not the greatest job at programming. I feel like if the horse riding would have been improved and not so faulty, this game would have been a lot more enjoyable. I might have actually spent more time playing it to learn what I needed to do in order to actually progress through the game. But as it stands, like just because you keep falling off the horse and you can't get anywhere without the horse, it's not like you can fight the bandits when you approach them. So it just didn't end well for me. This is another one of those games where I really wanted to like it, but I just couldn't.
Yeah, sounds like you had a kind of a tough time. I mean, I did too. I didn't have such a tough time with the horse, but
It blows my mind that you guys never fell off the horse. That actually blows my mind.
Yeah, well, you know.
Yeah, it kept saying, "Oh, your horse ran away due to the shock of the last crash." Well, maybe if my horse would freaking jump when I told it to, maybe it wouldn't be a problem.
And then you really know how to wreck.
Yeah, apparently.
So,
you guys have any other comments on this, or
now let's
I think
rank.
we
Let's
pretty
rank
much.
this
I
thing.
think we talked about everything. But yeah, I mean, DOS version, I actually enjoyed it. It was very playable. So I have an idea where to put it. I'm gonna let you guys talk about it first, though.
Yeah, I struggled with where to place this one in particular.
Sammy, do you have an idea, or
Yeah.
do you guys want me to throw out what I think?
so if you'll indulge me for a moment, there's a Maya Angelou quote that perhaps some of you have heard. And the quote is, "People will forget what you do, and they will forget what you say, but they will never forget how you made them feel."
Yeah,
And as
I've
I
heard that
look at
before.
this list of games, I forget what the games do, and I forget what the games say, but I remember how they made me feel. And my first inclination was to say it should just go in the slot right above the other Dungeons and Dragons game. But on the list, the game that is just above that is Conan Mysteries of Time. And that game made me feel miserable. And so my inclination is to put it above Conan Mysteries of Time. So that would put it between Donkey Kong Jr. and Conan.
Believe it or not, that is exactly where I would put it.
Same.
I do believe it. I
Yeah.
do indeed.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, it is better than Heroes of the Lance, I feel. Fundamentally, it actually feels like an RPG that I'm playing. It may be very, I don't want to even say story heavy, but like it feels like I'm in this town trying to do something. Yeah, I'm struggling with it. And the horse riding absolutely sucks,
You're
but it
breaking your
feels like an
face every
RPG.
2 seconds.
Right. But it feels like an RPG. Whereas
Does.
Heroes of the Lance doesn't. It just feels like a crappy action game. So, and then Conan, I agree with you, where it's just too cryptic for it to be any good. And again, poor hit detection on that as well. So that's just why I'm like, all right, I can't put it higher than this. It's not a great game, but I see what it was trying to do.
Well, that was anticlimactic. Climactic? I can't talk today. Not very eventful.
You can't talk today.
Yeah, we had to redo the opening of this show.
Yeah, this is take 2. So yeah, Advanced Dungeons and Dragons, Hillsfar, number 34 between Donkey Kong Jr. and Conan, Mysteries of Time. Now, I will say there are 2 other Dungeons and Dragons games on the system. From research that I did online,
Yippee!
they're supposed to be better. In the one book I have, so let me just throw this out there. Heroes of the Lance in the NES book that I have, like where it rates every game, it rates Heroes of the Lance a half a star and Hillsfar 1 star. It rates the other 2 games 3 stars. So just throwing it out there. There might be hope. It might be a very dull hope, but it's hope. Moving on. Next up, game number 2, Mystery Quest, released in April of 1989, developed by Carry Lab and published by Taxon USA. I'm going to preface this by saying that, Jerry, you probably remember the place. Sammy, you might remember it too. There used to be a video game store, or movie store called Video Systems 2 in our hometown, our old hometown. This was a game that I rented many times. So I've been playing this game for, I don't know, 30 some years. I still can't make it past the first castle. With that said, Jerry, you're up. No pressure.
Yeah, so I appreciate the fact that they went the route of calling it vitality and not just like life. It's like,
That is a very good point. Like I always thought that was kind of cool as a kid too.
yeah, it says like at the end, especially because I know this all too well because I died so many times, but it says like no vitality as your
Game
character
over.
is crying because. um, I don't know. I got to like 2Q or something. I want to say my locate, because it doesn't say location, it says locate on the screen. I don't know. All in all, I enjoyed it. I really like the fact that you could press up and shoot in that like direction. I thought that was neat. Not sure why you can't shoot when you're crouching, but whatever, that's fine. But no, and the enemies following you everywhere was admittedly very frustrating. But overall, I enjoyed it. Being able to press jump multiple times to get more height too was kind of fun. I enjoy stuff like that. I'm not even sure why, because it's more difficult. It adds more of a challenge and a layer of difficulty to a game when you have that. But it's things like that. But again, just taking into account this is the Nintendo and having those kind of things, I just find interesting in hindsight, looking at it now. And I'm just gonna say it, but like, those bats, because I can't kill those things.
So I don't remember where 2Q is. I wasn't really paying attention to locations much. Did you get to the first castle or no?
I did.
Okay.
I did. Yeah. But I mean, overall the game, like I said, it's fun, but I wish I had more time to give it, honestly, because I got lost. Like, I did my best, but yeah, I don't know, man. I didn't hate it. Is that what you're looking for? I don't know what you're looking for.
No, I'm trying to get your opinions of it. That's all.
Yeah, I the only thing I might complaint is like the jumping could be a little better, in my opinion. It just felt like it was a little bit chaotic at times, for whatever that's worth. But all in all, it was an enjoyable game.
So it's funny that you mentioned the upward shots because I forgot you could do that. And I was stuck in the first castle for the longest time until I accidentally hit up and shoot. And then I'm like, wait, you can shoot up? What? Which you need to do to grab an upgraded shot to blow away more walls. So once I got to that, I got a little bit further into the castle, but then we got to the water hazards. The water is how I died 95% of the time. And it's funny that you mentioned him crying when his vitality's low, because if you drown him, since he can't swim, the game over screen just shows him in a body of water just crying with it says, "How can't swim, game over." It's like, man, this is dark. Sammy, what were your thoughts on it?
A lot of what Jared said resonated with me. I was, for some reason, encouraged to continue trying even after I died. And that's very atypical. Usually I die a few times and I get very frustrated. I didn't exactly have that experience with this game. I can't explain why, but I didn't. I think that there are some enemies. Are they supposed to be scorpions right in the
Yes.
beginning?
Yep.
Okay. They're very Picasso-esque scorpions, by the way. And so if you're interested in, like mid 20th century abstractionism, folks, this is the game for you. But there were a lot of times when they appeared on screen with absolutely no time for you for me to react. And that was a little bit frustrating. Having to react quickly is one thing, but I don't know. And maybe I just wasn't handling myself properly. But that's one thing that I noticed that was a little bit tricky. And then there was a section, I think right at the end of level 1, that I couldn't get out of because I ended up in a chasm between two immovable structures and I couldn't jump high enough to get out. And it was kind of traumatic in a way because I'm on the shorter side and there are many things that I can't reach without assistance. And so this video game did a good job emulating real life in that moment.
I'm willing to bet you probably got stuck in the area with the springs on each side, and you're supposed to use the springs to get out, but it's a nightmare to do.
Do the springs look like blocks?
They look like blocks that have like columns on them.
Well, they had those on one side, but the string. So imagine standing next to a stack of slinkies that reaches to the heavens. And you can't use the slinkies unless you get on top of the slinkies, and you can't reach the top of the slinkies. That was the situation
Okay.
that I was
I
in.
think I know exactly what
I don't know.
Yeah, it's a nightmare to get out of. Your best
You
bet
can
is
say
to
that
use
again.
Try again.
well,
Yeah, and the scorpions jumping, like when you hit them the first time and then they jump.
Oh yeah.
That's and it's like I found that in a couple instances where there's like, I guess there's supposed to be shrubs or something, and you hit a scorpion when it's still visible, and then it disappears behind the shrub, and it's there, and you shoot at it again to kill it, and you can't until it seemingly, you couldn't kill it when it was behind a shrub, I guess. At least that was my experience, and that happened more than once.
You're right. You cannot hit enemies behind shrubs. It's the most annoying thing in the world.
But they can hit you when you're behind the shrub too. Make it make sense.
Yeah.
You're right. That is very frustrating. Yeah.
And that snail, get the hell out of here with that snail.
Well, first the bats, and then the scorpions, now the snails. Jeez.
I mean, the mantis was easy.
Really? You thought the mantis was easy?
I had an easier time with the mantis.
You weren't complaining about the bats, but you're like, oh, the mantis is no problem.
I had no problem with the mantis.
I struggled with that damn thing.
It kept
going off the freaking screen.
I called him Zorak. It made me happy.
You're gonna blow him up, aren't you?
Affirmative.
So,
sorry,
did you guys
I had to.
Did you guys notice that if you repeatedly shoot, you go faster?
What? No.
Yeah.
You go faster.
What do you mean
you
you
will
go
walk
faster?
You will walk faster if you keep shooting.
Get out of here with that nonsense. You're making that up.
Dead serious. That's how you run in this game. You don't hold down B like Mario. You keep shooting, and the more you shoot, the faster you go up to a certain speed. You actually have to do that to clear certain jumps later on the castles.
Huh.
It's really dumb. I'm not saying it's a good mechanic. I'm just saying it exists, and I don't like it. So, Jerry, since you got to the castle, what did you think of the castle music?
It was better than the main level music.
I
but
agree.
I wouldn't rank it very high. The music in this game was not my favorite.
I absolutely loved the castle music. It's like really dramatic, and I don't want to use the word atmospheric, but like it felt appropriate for a castle. It's like full of mystery. Oh my god, it's mystery quest, mystery music, and you're on a quest to get 4 talismans in these 4 castles. Even though 30 years later, I still haven't seen the other 3, so I'm starting to question whether they exist. But anywho,
all while maintaining your vitality.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh boy.
But yeah, these castles, like, you have to get really, really good at jumping. because later in at least the first castle, I can't speak about the others, but there's some water hazards. There's a room where you have to jump on like 3 or 4 springs in order to reach the other side, and one little misstep and it's an immediate death because you fall in the water and you're back to the start of the castle. There is an item in the game called an SOS raft, which if you hit water and you have it in your possession, you'll go flying off the water like you hit a spring, and it'll just keep going forward. In the past, I've already used one of these SOS rafts and then bounce over the spring and right back into another pond of water. It sucks. But there's a part I think it's getting near the end of the castle where you have a very low ceiling and a spring and some water. And you have to hit this perfectly. Otherwise, you're going in the drink and you're back to the start. That's as far as I can get in this game, which annoys me. I kind of enjoy the game. I like the puzzle aspect of the castle of trying to figure out where you need to go, which key you have to use, what door to enter. I like the idea, but I feel like Carrie Lab is like they're running experiments on us, the players, to see how frustrated we can get playing a video game. Because that is ultimately what I get out of this game. But even so, when I saw a box copy of this at a game store, I bought it. So I have a complete copy on my shelf, and I gotta admit, I take it down every once in a while to play it. But again, 30 years later, still can't beat that castle. So I play it for about 10, 15, 20 minutes and then give up. It goes back on the shelf for another few years. And that's my story about Mystery Quest. I just wish that there was some sort of checkpoints or something in the castles, because that would alleviate a lot, but there's not. You have to do the castle in one go, and that's really all you can do.
Yeah, and like Sammy said, like, I mean, this game is not, to me, it's not easy, but at the same time, I had a hard time putting the controller down.
Yeah, same. Like I probably spent over an hour just in that castle, just trying and trying and trying, and just wasn't doing it. Couldn't do it. Kept failing.
Yeah.
So let me ask you guys a question. Where would you put it on our list? Because I think we hit all the points that need to be hit with this game.
Yeah, I'll tell you where to put it.
Ooh.
Hostility. Ooh. I'm looking.
You know me.
So where would you put it? It's a mystery.
Really?
Oh.
But now we're on a quest to rank it.
Oh, okay. Sammy, hurry up so you can stop doing this.
I'll stop there. Yeah.
I think. Oh, man. So again, I'm thinking about how the games made me feel. And we have this kind of group of games in the middle, like Ice Climber and Gyromite. And they were kind of frustrating for me. Jers, I think you liked Ice Climber, if I remember.
That's funny.
But what is that? Did you not like it?
Wait, are you being serious?
Yeah, I thought. Did I get that completely wrong?
Oh yeah.
Okay, never mind. Anyway, so like those, I don't know, those games, they were so bad, and so this one is not something that I feel like I ever really need to play again. But it was certainly better than those, and so I think that I would put it there. I think I'd put it underneath Mock Rider and above Ice Climber.
Kind of low, but okay.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go.
I don't know.
Here we go. He just telegraphed it.
I mean, I put it a little bit higher, but I like it's definitely not top 10 for me. It's not an amazing game. It's not going above Mario Brothers. You can relax, down the hammer. All right.
Hmm.
But I do enjoy the game. as frustrating as it can be. And that's ultimately the reason why I can't put it higher, is because I've never gotten far in this game. As much as I say I enjoy it, it's for a short period of time. And then I'm like, all right, I'm done. I'm about ready to break this freaking controller.
So where would you put it?
Like so here's the thing. Originally, I had an idea. I'm starting to second guess it.
Okay, do you want me to go?
Yeah, go ahead. I'm curious to see where you would put it.
Between Donkey Kong and Al Unser Turbo Racing.
Okay, that's a little bit closer to what I originally had. And the more I'm thinking of it, the more I kind of like that personally. Originally, I was thinking between Balloon Fight and Wrecking Crew, but now that I'm thinking about it some more, I just think it's too high. Because like Balloon Fight and Wrecking Crew, like I hated Wrecking Crew. It's no secret. I don't like Wrecking Crew. I did like Balloon Fight. I definitely can't put it above Balloon Fight. I don't think I can put it as low as Sammy did. But I'm cool within the middle of the pack there, like Donkey Kong and Turbo Racing, Gumshoe, and all that. You know what? Now you mention it, Al Unser Jr.'s Turbo Racing gave me a very similar feel, where I could make progress, but I couldn't do well enough to ever win races, which ultimately meant that I can't upgrade my vehicle, which means I definitely can't win races at the later race stages. I'm not hitting where you have it. I'm not.
Okay.
Sammy, would you be cool with putting it there?
Yeah,
Or is that too high for you?
Nothing about my self-worth is tied to where we put this game. I mean, if you guys like it better, then put it up higher. Like, I'm cool.
You know what? That works for me then. So Mystery Quest, we're going to put it in number 21 between Donkey Kong and Al Unser Jr.'s Turbo Racing. I just wish I could get further in this game, because apparently you have the overworld and then you also have the underworld. I've never gotten to the underworld, so I don't even know what that's like. So and I want to see these other probably. And I want to see these other castles. One day I'm going to actually be able to get somewhere in this game.
Cavernous.
I really wish that for you, Wayne.
I appreciate that. Let's move on to the last game of the night, which happens to be the game I think I enjoyed the most. Milon's Secret Castle. Or is it Milon? I think it's Milon. I like Milon better. Anyway, released in September of 1988, it was developed and published by Hudson Soft. Who wants to take it away?
This game is frustrating. That is not to say that is not to say that it is not enjoyable, but it is frustrating.
Is it more or less frustrating than Mystery Quest?
More frustrating in a good way.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
It does.
Like this was another one where, for me, those were the two similarities between this game and Mystery Quest, in that while frustrating in their own ways, I couldn't put it down. But
I feel like this one was much easier to progress in.
I guess. I mean,
maybe it's because it's much easier to regain your life in this game, though. Because like Mystery Quest, you had to find the hidden stars, which are kind of difficult to find, either the stars or the moon. Whereas in this game, if the enemies keep respawning, so all you have to do is sit in the same area and just keep throwing your magical bubbles at enemies and hope they drop hearts. Or find a honeycomb to increase your maximum.
See, like in Mystery Quest, and honestly, much like this, seeing as we're talking about it now, I feel like I'm about to draw another parallel between them. But like with Mystery Quest, to get the stars, I just started realizing I'm just gonna jump on like some of the tree stumps, and I'm gonna get stuff. Stuff's gonna appear, and I just went into this and I found a door by complete accident. And I found that some of the blocks would break for, money when I just started randomly firing at things. And I was like, okay. Because I had played this after Mystery Quest. I was like, okay, there's some similarities here. I don't know that I hate it. But at times, when you just walk around and you're just randomly doing, like, firing things, don't get me wrong, I love the chaos around that. But at the other point, too, I don't know, I just feel like I'm just walking around, just firing my weaponry at stuff, hoping that something happens, and I'm not really sure what I'm doing, but I know I'm accomplishing something, but it's just like, to get a door, you have to randomly fire. Getting to that store on the first level, like the first door, yeah, that took a while to figure out. There's no help. There's no way of knowing any of this stuff. Like, you just have to randomly kind of stumble onto it. I don't know how you guys feel about that, but
This is a game that I would consider to be one of those games where, as a kid, you'd be on the playground in recess and you'd be talking about, what do I need to do here? That's what this game is. So I enjoyed it, but I definitely agree that it can be frustrating. And this is definitely one of those games where you have to constantly be mashing the B button. If you have a turbo controller, it makes it a lot easier, but you're still going to be throwing bubbles literally everywhere. Like, it's like you go to, like, let's say you have a young child near you and you're blowing bubbles at them and then they start giggling on it. That's the amount of bubbles you need in this game.
yeah.
My son loves bubbles.
Yeah, you would love this game.
On a side note, Wayne, mashing the B button has to be a euphemism for something.
It's not, but I guess you can take it that way if you'd like to.
I choose to.
Nice. Another annoying thing with your shots in this game is that your shots are angled. They don't just shoot straight ahead. That can get kind of annoying after a while.
And also, right away.
Yes.
Yeah.
That is true. It can get annoying very, very quickly. Another thing I didn't like about this game is there's no invulnerability time after taking damage. Once you get hit, you will continuously take damage. So your life reserves can drain within seconds, which is bad. And you only technically have one life. There is a hidden continue option if you hold down left and hit start after you defeat the first boss. But you have to get to the first boss, obviously. And that's not exactly a cakewalk if you don't know what you're doing. I don't know about you guys. I got kind of far in the game. I got to the second floor. The well is a nightmare to go through because it's dark. There's ghosts that take a ton of hits. And once you get to the bottom, you realize that you better have the vest in order to go through the flames. Otherwise, you're not making it any further, which is kind of annoying. So I had to crawl my way back out of there. I didn't realize at first that if you kill one of the ghosts, they spawn a balloon, which you can jump into, and it takes you right out of the well. So here I am going through God only knows how many game overs trying to get out of this stupid well by jumping on the platforms and not dying. It sucked. It really sucked. And then I got past that. I killed the second boss. Got to another shop. He's like, here's a hammer. I have no idea where I'm supposed to use a hammer, so that's where I stopped playing.
Yeah. You got further than I did. Good for you.
I don't know if it's good for me, but apparently a lot of people hate this game. I know I was looking up some articles earlier, and the average rating was like 50%, which I felt was a little low. Is the game great? No. Is it a classic? God, no. I don't think it's that bad.
I don't think that's unfair.
Really?
It's one life, and you're really just kind of, I mean, I'm sure there's got to be guides out there online at this point, but like, just like I said, I didn't look at anything like that. So just the idea of having to go and just randomly shoot around to find doors and to find, like I said, getting to the store to get the shoes to be able to jump.
The shoes.
The shoes. What shoes? Anyway, IT crowd reference for those of you that don't know what that is. Go check that show out if you're bored. You're welcome.
Fantastic.
Anyway, but
especially with British humor.
There's somebody at the door. Okay. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, I like the challenge of it, but it's one life and you're kind of just, it's like you're standing in a room. I feel like I'm going into Sammy. I'm stealing Sammy's gig here, but I feel like
I like these.
You're standing in a dark room and it's completely, there's no light at all, and you just have your hands stretched out and you're trying to feel for a wall or a door, and so you don't break your face like what we did in Advanced Dungeons and Dragons trying to get our way into Hillsfar. So yeah, I didn't like that element. And to have one life, there's no continues. No thanks. It's a little too difficult for my liking.
So here on that one, funny you mentioned that, because I was looking up, when I was doing the trivia questions for today, I was looking up some stuff, and apparently there is a Game Boy version of this game, which actually improves it. Number one, the rooms are smaller, so it's a little bit easier to find things. There's a password system, so you can actually start off where you left off. Number three, the bosses, as it stands in the NES game, you have to hit the bosses in the face. So you actually have to jump and actually hit them, which is kind of nightmarish when you're trying to dodge all the projectiles that are also thrown at you. So in the Game Boy version, you can hit them wherever, which already that sounds fantastic. It's like those three things right there. Sounds like Hudson knew that they messed up and went and made a better version of the game. So I don't know. You might be interested in that one. I just figured I'd throw that out there.
And just as another note on that though too is like, I like the idea of it, but like to get the bonus level, to get the music box, to get the bonus level so you can collect the notes and then you can, get some extra money so that you can then go to the shop and buy some stuff. Like, again,
what's funny is I only saw that once.
What?
The music mini game, and that was only like when I was almost done playing the game.
It's in the first.
I didn't even know that was the thing.
It's in the first door.
Believe it or not,
it's in the first. Yeah, it's in the first door. When you first walk in at the first door, I believe, and if you just go straight across after you kill the first enemy, there's that first row of blocks. I think there's 5 blocks. Mm-hmm. If you jump on that very last block to the right, and you jump 2 or 3 times like Mario, basically, you're trying to break it, a music box appears. And that gives you the bonus level to then go and collect notes, which gives you more money. If you get I forget, I got in one case I got 25 notes, I got $6. I think the highest I got was 40 notes, and I got almost $10.
So I didn't know this, but apparently there's one of those in almost every room. I didn't know it was in the first room. I was in room 6 or 7 by the time I actually found that.
Yeah, I found.
I had no idea what I was doing. I was just collecting everything.
Yeah, I found it by complete accident. And again, it was just one of those things, like I said, that kind of goes in line with the rest of the game, and that I found it just jumping around, and that's it.
Well, it's funny you mention that though, because I didn't know that existed at first. So in order for me to buy the shoes, I had to literally break and find every hidden cash block in the first 2 rooms.
Nope.
Go back, buy the shoes, and then...
Not necessary.
I didn't know that existed.
Yep.
But there's also a thing where in those mini games, you're not supposed to collect the flats. That actually takes away points.
Right, you have to collect the notes.
Yeah, I didn't know that. I was wondering, I'm why are my points going down every once in a while? Well, that's why. And apparently, the more of those music stages you find, the more band members actually appear in that stage, and the song actually gets more elaborate, which is kind of a cool touch.
Interesting.
But yeah, I didn't know about that first level one. I mean, I I just heard that there's supposed to be one in almost every room, but I just never found it. By the time I found one of them, I was like, "What is this?" Grabbed it, bam, mini game. I was just kind of annoyed because all the blocks I broke after that or before that were then reappeared, and then I had to break them all again. So I was a little annoyed by that. Yeah, I don't personally. I don't think the game is terrible. It's it's a victim of being an early NES cryptic as hell, buy a game guide kind of game.
Well put.
I don't think I have anything else to say about this one.
I'm really surprised you didn't know about the bonus stage at the beginning. That makes life so much easier.
No, and the funny thing is, the only reason why I knew about that shop in the first stage is from the AVGN. Because I remember him talking about, oh, you got to push this block, but it doesn't look any different. It has a different shade of, like, I guess brown is what color it was. So you can tell there was something up with it, but there should have been a little bit of a hint in order to be able to push it, like a sound or something, you know? Or maybe like when you strike it with the bubble, the bubble stops and you hear like a ping sound or something. I don't know. There should have been something. There should have been more clues with this game.
Yep.
Sammy, did you have anything else to add about this one?
I think you guys have covered quite a bit. For me, I've been on the show a while now, so you guys probably know that I'm not very bright. I need a very high level of discoverability in these kinds of games. And so if the game relies on your knowing how to explore different kinds of interfaces and stumble upon miraculous ways to solve puzzles, the odds that I'm going to do well in that game are functionally zero. And that's how I felt. And I'm not necessarily disparaging the game, because for some people they really like that. For me, it's just so directionless, and so I just don't know what to do. I couldn't figure out what impact I was having. I couldn't figure out exactly what the what's the way to explain this. There seemed not to be a clear pattern or link between what I was doing and what would happen in the game. And so it's like I have no feedback loop because everything just seems random to me. And so for me, that's kind of a frustrating feeling.
That's a fair way of putting it too. I mean, the game is definitely cryptic. There's no doubt about that. And some
Yeah.
hints or clues or something. Like the clues you get in the shop, they don't tell you anything. Use the shoes to bounce higher. Use the vest to, walk through fire. Okay, dude. No kidding. So a
Yeah.
better hint would have been like use instead of saying the hammer at the like front wall. What part of the front wall? I have no idea what part I'm supposed to use this hammer on. So where would you guys place this on the ever-growing list of games?
Sammy, you want to take a crack at it?
I guess so. I have trouble with the games that I I don't enjoy because they're not my bag, and not necessarily because the game is bad. That said, this one was not my bag. And so I've got to rank it pretty low. It makes me sad to rank the games low. Like I don't want to hurt their feelings.
Not every game can be Super Mario or Kung Fu or MC Kids, though.
Yeah,
right
but
there.
I
Right
just,
there.
I just
King.
really couldn't get into it. And I would say that as much as I really didn't like the Dungeons and Dragons game that we played this week, I spent more time playing that, I think, than I did this one.
To be fair, I guess it's to be expected to spend more time in an RPG than a platformer, just because typically in RPGs there's a lot more to do. The game's story heavy. You have to go from town to town. You have to find the evil guy and take him out. You have to buy equipment and all that. All that wasn't really here. So
Yeah, I
sorry,
mean
just
that's
want
an
to start it
interesting.
out there. I mean,
Well, that's an interesting point to weight my feelings about the time I spent playing the game properly. Yeah, I just don't know. I'm inclined to put it like right below volleyball.
really.
Yeah, I was just like jumping around and I had no idea what I was doing. Um and I think I know volleyball. Well, actually volleyball was kind of didn't really work very well, did it? Maybe let's say right above volleyball. Not that
Okay.
that's really a very big difference. But
That's actually kind of surprising you put it that low.
I just
But
I couldn't figure out what to do. I had no idea what was happening. And so
which I can understand because that's kind of what those two games there, Conan and Heroes of the Lance, were kind of like, where it's like I don't know what I'm supposed to do kind of games.
yeah, but
That
at
didn't
least
do it very well.
at least there were times in Heroes of the Lance where I recognized that I was in a dungeon and I had to kill the bad guys and find the door to the next place. I can't say that I had that level of awareness with this game.
Mhm.
So, yeah, I don't know. I don't mean to poo-poo on it. I just yeah.
Too late.
Yeah, I did. So sorry.
Jerry,
Yes.
what are you pondering?
Um, that is a good question.
I will say that I went much higher personally.
I'm really kind of torn on this one because like even before we started recording today, like I just played a few minutes. Like I'm kind of getting hooked on this game. Because it ticks me off so bad that because I'm like, what, this game is hard. Like, why is this game so freaking hard? And I need to figure out how to beat this dumb thing. And at the same time, I don't like that. But it keeps pulling me in for like, hey, this is a good challenge. With that being said, like, I would definitely rank it higher. I'll just say it. I mean, I would put it between Donkey Kong and Mystery Quest.
Okay.
That's where I would put it. Because to
A little bit
me,
closer than what I thought.
I mean, to me, Mystery Quest and this game have like a couple similarities, but but the similarities that they have, are what make them enjoyable. I'm still a little bothered by the fact that I understand that this game really requires a guide. I mean, that's pretty obvious. But there's something about running around and just exploring, and there's no time limit. And when you find something like the music box in the first door entry, the first entry point, it's just like, okay, that's fun. I didn't know that was there. I found it by mistake. That's cool. So, yeah.
Would it be fair to say that every room was its own puzzle?
Yeah, even though I didn't get out of the second room on the first floor, but yeah, that's fair.
So again, I got much further into the game. I was able to beat the second boss. I got a hammer. Don't know where I was supposed to use it, and that's kind of where I stopped. I feel like if I would have kept playing it, I would have figured it out eventually. But I personally, I really enjoyed it. Yes, it's cryptic. Yes, it's frustrating. Yes, the jumping sort of reminded me of Ice Climber at times, which was probably my biggest negative to it. But I don't know, like me personally, I feel like I put it a little bit higher than that too. I was thinking between Kid Nicky and Balloon Fight, but I feel that might be a little high because I understand I was able to get a little bit further into the game. I was probably about halfway through or so if I was estimating. It was one of those games where I just kept wanting to keep going. You know, ever since I found out the trick where you hold left and hit start in order to continue, that made me just want to keep going because I wasn't really losing progress, you know? But I understand that's kind of high.
Yeah, I would agree that's high.
Let me throw this out there. How about between Pro Wrestling and Orb 3D? Is that still too high? Because like Orb 3D was an interesting puzzle game, but there were times where it was equally as cryptic with what you had to do. Plus, you also had a time limit.
I mean, I do find it more enjoyable. I mean, if I was looking, because I just noticed Battle Tank, and like that was definitely I would consider this at this point in time more enjoyable than Battle Tank because of those freaking mines. No, I haven't forgotten.
I mean, it's up to discussion. I have no problem, you know, if you guys feel like that's way too high.
I don't know. I mean, Sammy feels pretty strongly, so I feel like
I would.
Well, you guys don't have to. You don't have to agree with me. I would say that the I understand Battle Tank was frustrating, but from my point of view, at least in Battle Tank, I knew what was going on. I knew I was a tank. I knew I had to shoot the other guy. And realistically, if you were in a tank and a mine went off, I'm not sure how surprised you would actually be.
Right.
So
that's true. That's true.
So
I feel like that's par for the course.
The basis for my ranking is just that I could not wrap my head around what I was supposed to do, and so how good is a game if you're just like shooting around pointlessly? Like it's not a game at that point. It's almost like just rolling dice and seeing if something happens. And so for me, it's just not fun.
The whole
There
point
are
is
obviously
of the game
people
is to
who
be
like
fun.
it. Right. And so obviously there are people who like it. And so if you guys like that, less discoverable type of game where you have to figure it out as you go, then you should rank it higher.
Jerry, what do you think about between Battle Tank and Tennis? I would 100% play this over Tennis. Tennis is a functional game.
Yeah.
But there's just not much to it.
Yeah,
this game.
Yeah, I would definitely play this over Tennis for sure. There's more more to this than Tennis offers.
Yeah. Can we all be in agreement that we can go between Battle Tank and Tennis then maybe?
Yeah, that's fine with me.
I'm good with it. Sammy sold me on why Battle Tank makes more sense.
And yeah, I mean, as he was going on with that, that's kind of how I felt as well. So
it was the part about the lack of surprise. If I was in a tank and a landmine went off, it totally clicked for me.
So yeah, Milons Secret Castle, number 19 between Battle Tank and Tennis. With that said, that is another episode. As they say, that's a wrap. But we have one last thing to do. We have to figure out what we're playing for next episode. So what we'll do, since we had a time, let me pull up the list here. Jerry, what we'll do is we'll have you say a number, then Samuel say a number, and then Jerry, you'll say another number. Does that work?
You're the boss.
All right, so we need numbers between 1 and 635. I cleared out some of the duplicate games and games that we will not touch because you need accessories that we can't really use in a digital sense. So, 1 and 635, please.
I'm sorry, what was the last number?
635.
Oh my gosh. 360.
Okay. Sammy?
4.
4. Okay.
Um,
And Jerry?
200.
200. Gentlemen, 2 of these games, I think it's gonna be a good episode.
Oh boy.
All right. So the 3 games we will be doing for episode 14. Tecmo Cup soccer game, which just sounds weird. Power Blade 2 and Tom and Jerry.
Wow. I think I remember Tom and Jerry a little bit. I think.
I still own that one. I enjoyed that game. So with that said, gentlemen, again, as always, I appreciate you spending the hour and a half or so out of your day to talk about nonsense about games. Always a pleasure. To you, the very
Likewise.
treasured viewer, please like and subscribe if you don't mind. Otherwise, maybe my horse... Actually, if you do, maybe my horse will find you and maybe you'll learn how to ride it and you won't break your face.
That's right. Hopefully not.
Hopefully not, because, it's very unpleasant. Just ask my thief. Any parting comments, gentlemen?
I got nothing.
Huzzah.
Surprised you took the Sammyism for the night, so Sammy didn't even have anything to say there.
What? Oh, he had the... Oh, wait. Are we talking about the closing?
No, that's just in general.
Wait, I thought he had the slinky.
Oh yeah, he did have the slinky.
Wow. Way to pay attention.
All right, so we had 1.5 Sammyisms.
Sammyisms.
Yeah.
Rolls off the tongue well.
I'm flattered
next
that's
time.
even the thing.
Until next time, thank you again. Happy fragging.